Okay, so I hope that you spend time, no, um, reading the remaining problems here in chapter 5. And did you answer already the worksheets, class? Nakasagot na kayo or you're still working on it? Okay, so maybe your thumbs up means nakasagot na ano? Sige. So, just have it submitted on next week. No? Um, may I assign the class mayor, Miss Inorsua, to please just collect, no, Nicolene, please just collect the work of your classmates and put it on the top of my table. I will not be around on Tuesday class. I'm so sorry, no, because we have a travel to Calamansig and uh, of course, I cannot conduct the classes with you, but then just submit your worksheets and put it on the top of my table. So kung ano't ano man, if kulangin tayo ng panahon, no, to discuss or to cover the topics for the final exam, I hope that you are available for a makeup class. But then, and then, I will just tell you in advance, no, then the following week after that, wala na naman ako the next Tuesday kasi we have an activity in uh, I have a training, no? So wala na naman ako the following Tuesday. But then let's just do our best na ma-cover lahat ng topics, no? Without having the makeup class. We still have ano pa naman, enough time. I mean, the exam will be on, if my memory serves me right, May, nasa line of, nasa 18, parang Jan 16, 17, 18, parang yun yung schedule natin. Still have time pa naman. No? This is the last, or I mean second to the last part ng coverage natin. After data management, maybe we'll have the financial management. So how we manage finances. So let's start muna dito sa data management. Let's focus here in the data management. Yes?
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, saan po yung room mo po? Yung table na ginasabi mo po?
Ay, okay. Dito ako kasi nag-o-office sa QMS, Quality Management System, sa likod ng admin building. Di ba may nakita kayo dyan na parang medyo bagong building? Na medyo puro glasses yung ano niya, yung windows niya. Yan, QMS, may pangalan din yung building QMS. Nasa ground floor lang ako sa pinakadulo na table. You may ask naman the personnel inside, no? As you come in, you may ask kung nasaan yung table. Pero yung table ko nasa pinakadulo.
Ma'am, class ako sa Tuesday and Thursday ka po, wala.
Tuesday lang. We will meet on Thursday. Okay. I cannot assure pala na ma-meet ko rin kayo on Thursday kasi we have visitors from Aakop, no? And they might need my help also. Pero hindi pa sure. Yung sure lang na wala ako will be on Tuesday.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Sige. I will just announce in advance. Okay? Kung wala rin ako sa Thursday. Sige. So, let's proceed now to data management. Okay. What can you think of data management? When you hear the word data management, anong naiisip nyo? It's about statistics, ano? How you manage the data. Paano ba dapat mag-collect ng data? Paano ba dapat i-arrange yung data, i-present yung data, i-analyze ang data? Okay. So, that pertains to data management. So, parang that's just another term for statistics. So, statistics is a branch of science that deals with the development of methods for a more effective way of collecting organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data. So statistics is a systematic way of collecting. So syempre, you will start sa data collection. No? Pag na-collect mo na yung data, what will you do next? I-organize mo. At ano ba yung appropriate or the best way to present the data? In a way understandable, in a way appealing to the audience, to the readers. Na? Then, paano ba dapat i-analyze yung data? Ano ba yung proper statistical treatment? Pwede bang isolve yung median? Pwede bang isolve yung mode? Pwede bang isolve ang standard deviation? Okay? So, it refers to the statistical treatment. And interpret the data. So, that's the time, no? You relate it to your study. That's the time that you uh, give meaning. Okay, you give meaning to the result of the analysis. Okay? Sige. So, why students study statistics? Bakit ba kayo nandito ngayon? Although you have a, ano talaga, no? A statistics subject later on. Ito parang pahapyaw pa lang. But actually, yung pinapresent ko sa inyo is really the first chapters of the statistics course. Sige. So, bakit ba nag-aaral tayo ng stat? Okay. Kasi ma'am, academic requirement. We cannot graduate if we cannot complete this subject. Okay. So like professional people, you must be able to read and understand the various statistical studies performed in your fields. So to have this understanding, you must be knowledgeable about the vocabulary, symbols, concepts, and statistical procedures used in these studies. Okay. So syempre, no, later on, you will be doing experiments and probably you will be finding the average. And average is a statistics class. No? Later on, you will be finding how spread out the data you collected. Gaano ba kakalat? Or were the data closer to each other? Okay, so those are statistics, no? Observations about the data. Okay, those are concepts of statistics. Okay, so kailangan aware tayo ano ba yung mga vocabulary words sa stat. Symbols. So you have to learn the language of statistics class. Ano ba yung mga symbols, concepts, the procedures. Okay? Next, you may be called on to conduct research in your field. And since statistical procedures are basic to research, So to accomplish this, you must be able to design experiments. Okay. So first year kayo ngayon, no? I guess when you reach your third year, no? You will be doing the title defense na. So mahirap naman mag-start ng research pag wala lalo na if you prefer quantitative research. Kasi kung quantity meaning, gagamitan niya ng statistics. Okay. So, ang hirap naman mag-umpisa ng research if first and foremost, wala kang idea how to conduct a research. Kasi sa pag-construct ng SOP class, Statement of the Problem, kailangan mo i-consider yung statistical treatment. Isa yan. Isa yan sa mga common mistakes na nakikita ko. Yung tipong alam na alam ko na walang background ang student sa statistics kasi sa SOP pa lang. No? Hindi na appropriate ang pagka-state. SOP pa lang. Pati variables. Minsan hindi alam kung ano ibig sabihin ng variables. Ano ba ang variables of the study? Wala. No? Walang masabi. So doon pa lang ma-measure mo, walang idea. So it's difficult class, no, to conduct a research, quantitative research, if wala tayong alam sa statistics. Okay? This is your strength class, no, when you do your research. Okay. Collect, organize, and summarize data. Tatanungin kayo, anong sampling technique ang ginamit mo to select your sample? Yung kilala ko lang, ma'am. No, it's a no-no. No? Kasi in statistics, there must be randomness. Random dapat ang pagkapili ng mga respondents. Later on, we will discuss ano-ano ba yung mga sampling techniques na pwede, no? Appropriate in doing statistical research. You must be able and possibly make reliable predictions or forecasts for future use. Okay, so you must be able to communicate the results of the study in your own words. Okay, so yung sinabi ko kanina, no, that's the time that you give meaning to the result of the analysis. Okay, next, you can also use the knowledge gained from studying statistics to become better consumers and citizens. So for example, you can make intelligent decisions about what products to purchase based on consumer studies about government spending, based on utilization studies, and so on. So sa TV, marami tayong nakikita, no? Based, di ba, kadalasan nagre-report sila based on 1,800 Filipinos, ganun-ganon, 55% ang may trust rating. The president gained 55% trust rating, ganun-ganon na, mga reports like that. Okay. So if wala tayong knowledge sa statistics, hindi natin alam how good or how bad is our leaders, right? Kasi hindi nga natin alam paano i-interpret yung data. Sabi nga sa TV narinig ko, iba yun, no? Ligtas ang may alam. Pero i-rephrase natin yon, lamang ang may alam. So lamang talaga if you have knowledge in statistics, at least then you can decide wisely. Okay? Isa yan sa pinaka benefit ng statistics. Ito yung you can make wise decisions out of the data that you have. Okay? So, statistics primarily is for sound decision making. O, katulad ng mga politiko natin, no, yung mga lawmaking body, okay? Before they approve a bill, okay, or halimbawa sila yung proponent ng isang bill, they cannot just insist, no, they cannot just convince their fellow lawmakers to agree with them na ipasa yung bill. They have to present data. The best way to convince someone is you have a data-driven evidences, data-driven grounds. No? So that's the best way to convince someone. Diba? Pag may data siya, the more you are likely to be convinced. Pero kung sabi-sabi lang, wala, you cannot convince someone. No? Based on your feelings, based lang sa nakita mo, no? You have to show data to convince. Okay, so there are two major areas of statistics. Okay, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So descriptive statistics deals with the procedures used to collect, organize, summarize, and present data from samples to yield meaningful and understandable information. Take note of this statement. It provides information only about the collected data and in no way makes conclusions concerning a larger set of data. Did you get that statement? Ibig sabihin, what is collected from the 100 respondents will only be true to that 100 respondents. You cannot generalize. Kapag ang ginamit nating statistics are descriptive. Okay? So, there is no generalization of conclusions here. Okay? Kung ano yung na-observe mo sa 5 students will only be true to that 5 students. Hindi mo pwede sabihin, kasi true siya sa 5, it will be true to all. There's hindi ganyan ang descriptive stat. Okay? Ano-ano ba yung mga statistics under this branch na pwede natin gamitin? Mean, median, okay, mode, ano pa? Standard deviation, variance, and coefficient of variation, and percentile, measures of position, quartile, and decile. Or yung mga tawag na nito, fractiles yan. Yes? Someone is raising her hand or may nag-chat ba? Okay, range din. Ako, correct. Nadagdagan natin ang range. Okay. Yan. So may background si si Samuel. So these are measures of central tendency. Ito measures of variation. And this one measures of position. Don't worry na in-erase ko. Nandyan yan sa following pages. Okay. So examples, 9 out of 10 passers in the licensure exam are men. So walang generalization, no? So nag-describe lang talaga siya. Kaya nga sa tinawag na descriptive. Ang ginamit naman dito, class, frequency. Frequency, no? 9 out of 10. So ganun niya lang dinescribe yung data in terms of frequency. Next, the average statistics grade of the criminology students in Stat 003 is 91%. Next, we have the inferential statistics. Deals with the methods and procedures used in drawing conclusions and making decisions based on the sample results. So, contrary to descriptive, ang inferential, it consists generalizing from samples to populations, determining relationship among variables, and making predictions. So, madami, may parametric, may non-parametric class, no, na pwedeng gamitin statistical treatment sa mga inferential questions. Pwedeng, sige, any idea, mga stock knowledge, ano ba yung mga statistical treatment, no, that you can use to answer inferential questions? Anyone? Yung bang after you conducted the analysis using the treatment, pwede tayong mag-generalize. Okay, ANOVA, correct. Lozada and Amodia. Okay. Okay, very good. T-test. Okay, may mga background na T-test, ANOVA, ano pa? How about the relationship class? Okay, square for non-parametric, no? Parametric test, kailan ginagamit ang mga parametric tests class? Kapag what? Do you have an idea? Pwede na pala itong i-bring home, nyo na lang, no? Bring home study. Tawag dyan. You read at home na lang, parang may, na kayo, no? Parang well-versed na kayo sa stat. Sige. Kailan ginagamit ang mga parametric test? ANOVA, T-test, those are parametric tests. Kailan non-parametric test na naman ang gamit? Kailan mo masasabi na pwedeng gamitin ang parametric? Kailan pwedeng gamitin ang non-parametric? But comparing the two class, no, it is always powerful to use parametric tests. No? If you have no idea of the distribution ng data class and parametric test, okay? But if you have an idea sa distribution ng data, sa spread ng data, then Yung normal siya, normal yung distribution, then you use parametric test. Ma'am, ano na naman yung normal distribution? Pag i-graph mo kasi in class and you see that the graph looks like a bell shape, yung if you draw a solid or a curved line doon sa edges ng mga graphs mo, no, bar graphs mo later on, we will do that, no. I-graph natin siya. Then if you draw a curved line, no, taking the shape of the distribution at makita mo na ang hugis ng distribution is bell shape, then that's one indicator na normally distributed yung data. That is graphical way of determining, no, if the data is normal or not. Meron din namang algebraic way, kumbaga, no, by computing the mean, median, and mode. If those three values are equal, then you may also say that the data are normally distributed. Meron din tayong tinatawag na approximately normally distributed. Okay, approximate lang but can be considered as pwede na siyang gamitan ng parametric test, no? Pagka kahit approximate lang siya, approximately normally distributed. Sige. So overview lang 'yun, no? T-test, balikan natin yung inferential sa T-test, ANOVA, sige, chi-square, for non-parametrics. Sa relationship class, of two variables, halimbawa, anong analysis ang ginagamit natin? Correlation analysis. Ha? So, sa correlation, halimbawa, gusto mong malaman ang relationship between number of absences at grades. Dalawa yung variable mo, then you perform correlation analysis. Okay? Sige. So, actually, hindi tayo makakaabot dyan, no, sa inferential stuff. Kasi hindi yan sakop ng MMW, no? Wala na yan sa syllabus natin. But then when you have your statistics subject talaga, I'm pretty sure ma-discuss nyo yan. Sige, examples of inferential statistics. By 2040, at least 3.5 billion people will run short of water. Okay. This is forecasting the future, no, based on the data gathered in the present. Okay? So, meron din pala tayong regression analysis. That's a prediction actually. So, this statement is a prediction. Okay, and we can say that it is an inferential statistics. Okay. And making predictions. Okay. Source natin ito, legit tong data na ito ha, kasi galing ito sa World Future Society. Trust grows with age and promotes happiness. So, relationship, no, between trust with age and with happiness. Okay? Source, psychological and personality science. Then based on random sample, it was concluded that the average hotel cost in Quezon City is greater than Pasay City. So fictitious statement lang ito, meaning ginawa ko lang, no? Just for the sake of example. So in here, anong analysis kaya ito? Nag-compare, no, ng dalawang variables. Average hotel cost in Quezon City versus average of hotel cost in Pasay City. So, pwede natin gamitan ng ito class. Comparing two variables, two means. Average Comparing two means, anong stat treatment yan? Or two samples. Comparing two samples. Anong stat treatment? T-test. Okay, correct. You're asked if normal distribution is assumed, ma'am. Ano yan, Angela? Ngayon ko lang
Wala
naman.
yan, ma'am. Okay na po.
Okay na. Sige. Okay. Sige. So, let's go to the basic concepts in statistics, no? Let's start with population and sample. So, for reasons of feasibility, economy, and efficiency, efficiency, only a portion of the population is actually included in most studies. So when you say population, it consists of all subjects, human or otherwise, that are being studied. So it's not all the time na yung population natin is composed of humans. Pwedeng objects, no? Depende. Lalo na sa inyo, yung population siguro ninyo, more likely mga specimens, no? Specimen na kung ano-ano, depende sa research ninyo. Okay? Sample is just a group of subjects selected from a population. So, of course, sometimes yung population is very large that you cannot accommodate them all in your study. And so, for reasons of feasibility, economy, and efficiency, to save time, money, and effort, okay, we resort to sampling. And later on, generalize the result to the population. Yun yung ikinaganda kasi ng statistics. Para may idea tayo sa characteristics ng population. Yan. So, halimbawa, target population, then pipili lang tayo ng sample. Kasi, baka naman, no, of course, it is always better to deal with the population size is not manageable, meaning sobrang dami, nagsasampling na lang tayo. Pero kung ang population size lang naman, by rule of thumb, meaning by practice, is 200 or less, no? Kung ganyan lang naman kadami yung population, ubusin mo na. Again. So examples, the following are some criminology researches conducted by some criminology students na nakaano, no. Kasi dati ang sinastat ko sa CRIM. Kaya doon ako nakakuha ng mga research study talaga din. Yun yung ginawa kong example dito. Sige. Halimbawa, extent of factors causing vehicular accidents perceived by traffic enforcers in Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. So yung population niya dito, all traffic enforcers of Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. Dapat kompleto. Kasi pag sinabi mong all all traffic enforcers lang, wala kang idea. Traffic enforcers ng ng buong Mindanao, ng buong Pilipinas. So you have to state that completely, no? If I ask you to identify the population. Okay? Then sample, then 30 randomly selected traffic enforcers of Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. Next, effectiveness of Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program 4Ps in Barangay Kudanding, Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. So population, all 4Ps beneficiaries of Barangay Kudanding, Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. Then sample could be 50 randomly selected 4Ps beneficiaries of Barangay Kudanding, Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. So question so far. Are you good? So if you have questions, you ask, no? This is essential when you do your research, of course. So I would be happy to answer your questions. Sige. Next, we have margin of error and confidence level. So a margin of error differ from the real population. Okay, so for example, the real population value plus is say 65, halimbawa edad, no? Yan yung real or actual average age, average lifespan ng mga tao sa Pilipinas. Halimbawa lang, hindi ko na alam ngayon, no? Ano ba ang average lifespan ng Pilipinas? Umaabot pa ba sa 65? Ano yan? Expectancy pala. Life expectancy sa Philippines. Okay. Nag-Google ako ngayon. Ang data lang na meron dito is as of year 2020. 72.12 years. Yan yung life expectancy sa Pilipinas. So, on average, no, yan yung haba ng buhay ng tao sa Pilipinas. So mabuti naman umabot pa tayo sa 70 plus. Kasi ngayon, no, nabasa mo, 40s pa lang, 50s pa lang, wala na, na high blood. Yung mga, minsan weird ang cause of death. No? May mga aneurysm, bigla na lang, ganun. No? So, 72 years. At halimbawa, no, halimbawa, ang actual, ang real life expectancy is 75. Based on sample lang kasi yan class, no, yung 72 na yan. So if you consider a margin of error of 3%, meaning you're, you are considering the data 72 to plus minus 3 tayo kasi 3% yung margin of error. 72, 78. Yan yung error na kaya mong itolerate dun sa study mo. So, in general, or as agreed by statisticians, hanggang 8% lang. 8% lang yung margin of error na kino-consider. Okay? Pero mostly, ginagamit yung 3% margin of error. Mostly, most of the time. 3 to 5%. Yan. Next, confidence levels are expressed as a percentage. So for example, 95% confidence level, it means that you should repeat an experiment or survey over and over again. Then a 95% of the time, your results will match the results you get from a population. Did you get that? Again, ano ibig sabihin ng confidence level? It means that should you repeat an experiment or survey over and over again, 95% of the time, your results will match the results you get from a population. So for example, the same the same data, 75 years old, yung real population value, if you say 95% confidence level, ibig sabihin, pag mag-sample ka first 50 persons, ang nakuha mo na average life expectancy is 75, then you conduct the experiment again, another 50 persons, different persons yan from the previous 50, then nakuha mong value is 75, then you conduct the survey again to another batch, to another 50 persons, then ang na-obtain mo na life expectancy is still 75, then you conduct another survey. Yan yung ibig sabihin dito. No? Should you repeat an experimental survey over and over again, 95% of the time, your results will match the results you get. So if you conducted the survey 100 times, then 95 times of that, ang result niya will yield the same value as to that the real population value. Okay, so if you conducted the survey 100 times, 95% of the time daw, ibig sabihin, ilan ba ang 95% ng 100? 95, no? 95 times nakakuha ka ng correct na value, no? Or the same value as to the actual population value. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng confidence level. So in other words, a 95% confidence interval within a 4% margin of error means that your statistic will be within 4 percentage points of the real population value 95% of the time. Okay? Sige. Ang statistic dito, class, does not mean na yung subject na stat, no? Statistic means the measures, the values you obtained from the sample. Kung ang values naman na na-obtain mo is from the population, then we call it parameter. Okay? Parameter, these are measures or values obtained from the sample. From the population. Pag mag-study ako noon, kasi parameter, P ang population. Yan yung ginagamit ko na parang clue. Measures or values obtained from the sample. So kung ang average, halimbawa, kinompute mo galing sa population, ang tawag sa average, parameter. Pero kung yung average is computed galing sa sample, ang tawag sa kanya, statistic. Okay? So much for that. Let's proceed to solving the sample size. So, hindi naman pwede class na mag-decide lang tayo ng basta-basta as to the sample size. No? If, halimbawa, you decided na mag-sampling, hindi pwedeng kahit ilan lang yung isample mo. Hindi. It must be based on, marami kang considerations niyan, class. Maraming considerations yan. Sige. So, kasi hindi naman pwede 1 million yung population size tapos nag-sample ka lang ng 10. Hindi pwede. No? Kailangan idaan natin siya sa mga formulas. No? Kasi may mga formulas tayo na pwedeng gamitin as our guide for the ideal sample size. No? Depende sa population. Okay? So, if you take a population sample, you must use formula to figure out what sample size you need to take. So, there are formulas for calculating the required sample size. Yung pinaka-ginagamit, class, as I observed, no, yung Sloven's formula. Familiar kayo? Sino na ang encounter ng Sloven's formula? Named after the one who discovered also the formula or devised the formula. Slovene, no? Commonly, ito yung ginagamit. And up until now, ito yung nakikita ko na pinapagamit rin ng mga advisors, no, sa research, Sloven's formula. Although ako, hindi ko na siya masyadong ginagamit ngayon kasi based on my readings class, you just use Sloven's formula kung wala kang idea dun sa distribution ng data. Okay? Kung wala kang idea sa characteristics ng population. So, hindi siya masyadong ina-advise gamitin. Pero may mga still, no? May ilan pa rin na ganito pa rin yung pinapagamit nila in determining the ideal sample size. So, ano ba yung Sloven's formula? Anyone? N is for sample size, no? Small n is for sample size, big N is for population size. Sino na naka-encounter ng Sloven's formula? Sige. Nikos. Ano ba yung Sloven's formula?
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
N is equal to population size, ma'am, over 1 plus NE squared po.
Okay, 1 plus NE
Squared.
Ganyanin ko lang ha. Sandali. Thank you. Okay, correct, no? Correct. Thank you, Nick. Lately, naghahang na ang laptop ko. Naghahanap pa siguro ito ng bago. And ito yung Sloven's formula, no? Sample size is equal to the population size all over 1 plus the population size times E stands for the margin of error. No? You square the margin of error. Okay? Then multiply to the population size. So ito yung formula natin for Sloven's formula for identifying the ideal sample size. Okay, so, but there are other formulas, class. Nalagay ko ba dito? Ay, andito pala din, no, na indicate. Sige lang. But there are other formulas, class, na pwedeng gamitin. For as long na may literature kayo na ma-cite, no, sa paper ninyo. Halimbawa, ito, doon kayo kumuha, class, ng mga sample size sa mga published articles, no, sa mga published researches. Pwede kayong pwede niyo yung gamitin as reference sa pag-compute ninyo ng sample size. Ito, kunuha ko ito sa paper Educational and Psychological Measurement. Okay? Number 30 siya, pages 607 to 610. Okay, so may ready-made table na class, no? May ready-made table na. Sige, so we have here, depende sa ang sample size will depend on the population size, margin of error, and confidence level. Sige, tingnan natin yung trend ha. Halimbawa, yung population class is 800. Dito tayo sa confidence level na 95%. Baka magtanong kayo, ma'am, ano ba ang dapat na iset na confidence level? Mostly, no, most of the times, ang ginagamit na confidence level is 95%. Okay? Pero kung ang study kasi is medyo strict, no? Medyo scientific ang study, pwedeng gamitin yung 99%. Pero kung mga educational lang naman, social research, pwede na yung 95% na confidence level. Okay? Sige. So, halimbawa, we have here, the population size is 800. Kung yung margin of error na kinonsider mo is 5%, ilan lang yung sample size na kakailanganin? 260. Pero kung ang margin of error naman na kinonsider is 3.5%, ito yung mga acceptable na margin of errors class yung sinabi ko kanina, umabot nga yung 8, no, yung sinabi ko. But mostly, ito yung ginagamit ng mga margins of error. Sige, so kung ang margin of error naman is 3.5%, no? Binabaan natin yung error, anong nangyari sa sample size? From 260 sa 5% margin of error, naging 396, no? Kapag kababaan natin yung margin of error. Meaning, we want a more accurate result, di ba? Kasi binawasan natin yung error eh. Okay. What if ginawa natin 2.5% naman yung error? What happens to the sample size? Okay. Tumaas, no? To 526. Okay. Kung 1% ang margin of error na i-consider, mas konting error, meaning we need a bigger sample size. Okay? So ano yung realization natin? As the margin of error decreases, error, the sample size. Okay, i-chat na lang. Increases. Sige, thanks, Feb. Okay. So, ganun, no? If we want a more accurate result, then we need more samples. Okay? So, pwede nyo itong gamitin as guide, no? When you do your research and you want to determine the idea for as long na published yung articles ninyo. Sige. Ito naman yung Slovin's formula, no? Sinabi na ni Nico kanina. Example. So, sa dito kasi kung makita ninyo yung population, may ready-made table nga, pero yung population size, exact talaga, 100, 150, 200, gano'n. But if one, pwede nyo sigurong gamitin yung Slovin's formula. Depende dun sa go signal ni advisor at ng panel. No? Kung if they suggest to use Slovin's, then you use Slovin's. After all, sila naman yung mag-approve niyan. Sige. A graduating SKSU Access student would like to conduct a research study to the students of SKSU Access campus. Ang target niya, students no of SKSU Access Campus. So saan ba dapat siya kumuha ng data? Siyempre sa registrar, no? Isa din yan sa dapat na yung alam, no? Saan ba dapat appropriate kumuha ng data? Sa anong agency ba ang nagme-maintain ng data na kailangan mo? Okay? So he went to the registrar and requested for the total number of enrolled students. So if there are 2,430 enrolled students, what should be the researcher sample size if he considers a 5% margin of error? So using the Slovin's formula, Okay, you just substitute, no? N is equal to the population size, 2,430, all over 1 plus the population size again, times the square of the margin of error. And then you just do that, compute nyo lang, you get 343.46. So of course, omit natin yung 0.46, no? Kasi wala namang 0.46 person. Sige, so rounding off to the nearest whole number, then the researcher needs 300, o bakit 40? Sige, ginawa kong round up. Ginawa kong round up pala, hindi round off. Okay, when I say round up to the nearest whole number, okay, regardless kung ano yung decimal part dyan, okay, you proceed to the next higher whole number. No, regardless, basta may waki na, you proceed to the next whole number. So 343, the next whole number is 344. That is what is meant by round up. Regardless, basta may decimal, regardless ano na siya, you proceed to the next higher whole number. Pero kung sinabi mong round off, di ba may rule yan? Kung ang katabi niya is halimbawa, ang katabi ng 3 is, ito 4, so dapat mag-remain siya to 343. Okay? Pero kung 5 pataas, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, kung round off ang sinabi, then you proceed to the next higher whole number. Okay? So, alam niyo na yung difference ng round up tsaka round off. Okay, round up pala yung instruction. Oh. Sige. So, ito yung ideal sample size. Now, 344 students out of 2,430. Okay? Madami-daming ano yan, ipiprint na survey. Pero may ano na kayo, no? May mas magandang ano na ngayon, method to collect data. Sa panahon natin ngayon, possible na ang lahat. By the use of Google Forms, no? Madali nang mag-collect ng data. Sige. Next, we have variables and data. A variable is a characteristic or attribute that can assume different values. Sige, example, gender. Okay? Kung ako ang sasagot ng variable na yan, female. Kung si Nikos, male, di ba? So, the value varies from person to person or from subject to subject. Sige. Number of classrooms. Okay. Kung sa SKS yung access, ilan bang classrooms dito? Hindi ko alam, no? But the number of classrooms here is different to the number of classrooms sa Isulan Campus, sa Calamansing Campus, sa Pabalutayan, Bagong Bayan, no? Religion. So, iba-iba naman yung religion ng respondents. No? Year level, iba-iba din. So, it can assume different values. So, types of variables, qualitative variables, pertain to characteristics, categories, or attributes. So, from the term quality, no? Or, ang other term yan is categorical. Categorical variables. So, example, sex, male, female, no? Color of hair, brown, black, blonde, grade level, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Do you agree that grade level is a qualitative variable? You must agree kasi nasa example siya ng qualitative. But then, please explain kasi may number in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Di ba? O bakit siya qualitative? What do you think? Or may disagreement kayo? Baka dapat quanti yan. Baka namali lang ako. Grade level is a categorical or qualitative variable, no? Bakit? Sige. Sige, Rubilin.
Ma'am, try lang po. Ma'am, kasi hindi siya ma-quantify, ma'am, or ma-measure.
Okay, very good observation. Hindi siya ma-quantify, kaya hindi siya quantitative, no? Kasi hindi siya ma-quantify. Hindi siya ginagamit to quantify. rephrase. Hindi siya ginagamit to quantify. Correct. And another is, you cannot perform the 4 fundamental operations on numbers sa grade level. Grade 5 plus grade 4, hindi naman ganun yung concept ng grade level, no? So, that is why hindi siya treated as quantitative variable. Okay? Sige. Some other examples of qualitative variable class. Give me one. Give me one previa. Example ng qualitative variable. Kahit ano. Ano ba? Color. Eye color. Di ba? What else? Sige, Earl. I'm seeing the same hands every time. Sige, Earl.
Religion po, ma'am.
Okay, religion. Very good. What else? Sa mga biodata, makita ninyo, ano yan, yung mga forms ba? Ano pa ba yung mga variable doon? Tribe, no? Sige, Valerie.
Gender po, ma'am.
Okay, gender. Kay Previa, favorite movie, correct. I mean, you mean siguro, ano, no? Movie genre, parang gano'n, no? Horror. Ano pa ba dyan? Romance, gano'n. Sige, what else? Blood type, correct. Marital status, correct. Ano ba yung possible value ng marital status? Single, married, widow, ano pa ba? Wala namang divorce sa Pilipinas, no? Legally separated, no? May mga ganun. Sige. Case studies. Anong possible data mo dyan sa case studies, Mahid? Address, pwede. Sige. Pero usually, ano na yan? Ang pag-present niyan, usually sa per barangay na lang, no, ganun, sa address. ID number, correct? The same, the same explain the fact na number siya. Okay? Kasi nga, you cannot use it to quantify. Another is, para lang naman siyang code name doon sa actual name ng tao. Yung ID number. Nationality, correct. Breed of dog, correct. Sige. What else? Sige. I think that's enough na. Nakuha niyo na yung qualitative variable. Next, we proceed to quantitative variables. So, numerical and can be ordered or ranked. We have two kinds of quantitative variables. Discrete. Okay, meaning mga whole numbers siya, no? So, for example, number of students in the classroom, okay, and the number of vehicles. You do not say there are 322.6 vehicles passing along the national highway on average. So, walang ganun, no? 342.6, walang ganun. So, it can only assume whole numbers. While continuous, it can assume infinite number of values. For example, age. Kasi at this very moment, hindi lang naman kayo, ano ba edad ninyo ngayon? 18, no? Hindi lang naman kayo exactly 18. No? May months pa yan, may days pa yan, no? Which is decimal which can be translated as decimal. No? Height, weight, income. May centavos din yung income. Sige, some other examples of quantitative variable. Luis.
Ano mo, number of pregnant women in a year po?
Okay, number of pregnant women in
Yung
saan yun?
parang number of pregnancies po, parang ganun.
Okay, number of pregnancies. Okay. Per barangay siguro, no? Or per year, depende sa ano mo, ano mo, Luis. Thank you, correct? Yes, Nikos, followed by
Population
Kylie.
size, ma'am.
And, okay, population size mismo. Or population per, ano ba, Nick?
Population size ng isang, ano ma'am, sa
City,
city
no?
or sa barangay. Pwede.
Okay, population ng cities in the Philippines. Sige, Janly.
Number of attendees po, ma'am.
Okay, number of attendees, correct. Si Kylie pala. Kylie, you were raising your hand.
Ano po, ma'am? Number of days in a week po.
Number of days in a week. Hindi siya variable. Okay, bakit hindi siya variable? Number of days in a week. But when we say variable kasi class, it can vary. No? It can vary. But the number of days in a week, fix yan. 7 talaga yan.
Okay.
No?
Dapat ano po, mag-vary. Okay.
Yes, mag-vary
Okay.
talaga ang value from respondent to respondent. Okay, test scores, correct. Number of students in a class, yes. We have that already. Number of weeks in a month, yes, nag-vary, Angela, no? May 4 weeks in a month, may 5 weeks in a month. Sige. May 3 weeks ba? Wala na, no? Hindi na pwede kasi 30. Or 28 ang pinakamaikli. So, 4 weeks talaga. Temperature, correct? Yung mga sa experiments ninyo, ano pa ba? Weight of the specimens, mga ganun-ganun, no? Number of Ilonggo in Tacurong City. Number of Ilonggo. Dapat it can vary, Rean, no? It can vary. When you say number of Ilonggo in Tacurong City, isa lang naman yan talaga ang number of Ilonggos, no? Or maybe you may restate your example, number of Ilonggo in different cities in Mindanao. O yun, variable yun. Mortality rate. Ganon, no? Mortality rate in different cities of the Philippines, halimbawa. Sige. What else? Value of peso in different currency. Okay, correct, no? Correct. Time spent on a website. Yes, it can vary from person to person. Very good. Number of ethnicities in Sultan Kudarat. Isa lang yan. Ang number of ethnicities in Sultan Kudarat. But when you say number of ethnicities in different provinces of the Philippines, yun, variable yun. Sige, what else? Sales in a company in 1 year. Pwede, sales monthly sales, no? Parang ganon. Iba sa January, iba sa February, March, ganon length. Okay. Density, correct. Frequency of behavior. Behavior ng ano? Frequency of behavior. Ano nga behavior, Samuel? Number of sides of a dice. Number of sides of a dice. Fix yan, di ba? 6 always yung sides ng dice. BMI, yes, correct. It varies, no, from person to person. Sige. So, actually, majority, no, almost lahat nakakuha ng correct examples. Okay. Or, I mean, almost all gave correct examples. Sige. Next, data are the values that the variables can assume. Okay. Yun na yung mga nag-gather ninyo na responses, data ang tawag mo. Or sa ordinary language, when you say data, that's the same as information. Pero kung you are more statistical, no, tinatawag natin siyang data. Okay. So each value in the data set is called a data value or datum. How do you read that? Datum ba? Or datum? So, ang data is plural in form na ito, no, yung data. ang datum is singular in form. So you do not say datas, no? I hear some people saying datas. So you don't need to pluralize this one kasi data is already plural in form. Then a collection of data values forms a data set. So if you have many data collected na, then as a whole, you call it data set. Okay? Let's proceed to the scales of measurement. It is a type of classification on how data are categorized, counted, or measured. So knowing the level of measurement helps you decide how to interpret the data from that variable. Also, it helps you decide what statistical analysis is appropriate on the values that were assigned. So we need to learn this one, no? Kasi especially if we are using mga softwares to analyze the data, kailangan mo iset yan, nominal ba siya ng SPSS sa inyo class. SPSS or familiar na sa SPSS environment. Wala pa? Or kung may naka-encounter na, 'di ba? Makikita niyo doon sa variable view ng SPSS class, isa-set niyo yung variable, whether it is nominal, ordinal, ganun. And matalinong software kasi pag nakaset siya as nominal, nag-perform ka ng anong data, hindi niya talaga mag-prosper yung analysis. Kasi nakaset as nominal. Okay? So dapat may idea tayo doon sa scale of measurement ng software. So maraming software to analyze data class. Ang pinaka-user-friendly is Excel. Okay? So actually, ang ginagamit ko sa mga lesson, sa mga klase ko, I'm using Excel kasi it's the most user-friendly. It's widely available. Unlike sa SPSS, medyo limited lang ang iba na meron ng SPSS. Sige. So, there are 4 scales of measurement, or in other books, ang tawag nila levels of measurement. So, we have the nominal scale, ordinal or ranking scale, interval scale, and then the ratio scale. So, nominal scale is made up of values that are distinguished by name only. So, this is the weakest or lowest form of measurement. No order or ranking can be imposed on the data. So, example, gender. Diba? Male, female. There is no sense ordering the data. We cannot say na dapat mauna ang male or mauna ang female. You cannot impose ranking. Okay? So, color. Yellow, blue, green, red. No, you cannot impose ranking. Alin ba dapat mauna dyan? Ano bang superior dyan? Wala. Ha? Race. You cannot impose ranking sa race, even civil status. Okay, so these variables are nominal in level. Okay? Next, ordinal or ranking scale classifies data into categories that can be ranked. Kumbaga, ang wala sa nominal, meron sa ordinal. You can impose ranking. However, precise differences between ranks do not exist. Yun nga lang, you can impose ranking nga, hindi lang natin ma-determine yung precise difference. The fact class na qualitative variables kasi variables. Okay? For example, classroom ventilation. Ano ba yung mga possible values niyan? Poor, good, excellent. Di ba we can impose ranking? Okay? Alam natin na the best yung excellent over good and poor. No? You can impose ranking. But then, ano yung kahinaan niya? Precise difference do not exist. Hindi lang natin ma-measure ano ang difference between poor to good and good to excellent. You cannot compute. Yun nga, kasi categorical siya. Ma'am, may number man, 1, 2, 3. No, that's for ease of coding lang. Para mas madali, denoting 1 in place of poor, 2 in place of good, 3 in place of